our dear sister and brother, Richelle and Pete Nassos, who you both wear so many beautiful hats. Mother, father of three beautiful, blessed boys, me for kids. And I'm gonna let you talk about that, what you're doing to help children through your incredible health products. And going back 25 years, a quarter of a century since, I think it's longer, Pete, as you said earlier, that we met in this journey and blessed journey we've all been on to witness our children growing up, our lives literally just blossoming in the journey we've all been on to really bring us where we're at today, and how blessed we all are. And that's just gratitude. Like I was saying earlier, as we don't need to speak every day, even if we don't talk for a month, a year, 10 years, it's like we never stopped. We pick up from the last time we talked to literally right now, and that's family. And we're honored. So hold on, before I start getting emotional, Richelle and Pete, this is the world, this is Richelle and Pete. Ta-da!
Hello.
Well, you look, both of you are just so beautiful, and you are, like Scott said, the sweetest, most humble, generous, loving, caring souls. Seriously, it emanates from you, and we are so grateful that you are joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Well, I think what's neat about what you guys are doing, and we want to share a little bit about our stories and what's kind of transpired just with our lives over the past couple of years in a nutshell. But when we started like our business and we got married and everything, our business, we manufacture and distribute, first aid and health products around the world. And one of the neat things that we do is that we employ the disabled. So we employ, and we've done that from the beginning for almost 17 years now. We've employed almost 300 disabled people every day, and we provide them with work. And to us, we can go to other places, overseas, etc., and we do for certain things. But at the end of the day, we keep things here, and we keep it with the disabled, even though we can make more money because we know it makes a difference. And I think one of the things that Richelle and I really, what we've really strived on since the beginning of our marriage, our family, and our business is that we've realized that, life is this journey. And the journey is all about the people that you meet and the lives that you can touch along the way.
Yes.
And, I think what's, so, I'm not really sure I can come up with the right word for what you guys are, this movement that you're really creating, is really bringing things down to the basics of what life is really all about. And I think that, and I'll speak for myself, but I think that what I've seen with wearing the medallion and the tree of life and the words that that have really just kind of jumped out at me immediately. One was faith, the other one is trust, and the other one is peace. And life is both exciting and it's terrifying sometimes, and it's happy and it's sad and everything. And I think that it's all about the way that you handle it. And so I think that just to bring things to light, with what's really happened over our lifetime with the business, and we have three, beautiful boys that have been growing up and are rambunctious, is really to find who we are and to be grounded. But more importantly, really what it is especially today with all this stuff that has happened with COVID, there's a panic out there. And there's a panic from every angle in every person's life out there that they don't realize, you know, that everybody else is sharing the same feelings right now. The future's uncertain. It seems like the devil's in the details. You know, people are scared for their lives, and it's just shared amongst everything. Anyway, my point being is that really I think we've focused on faith, you know, in God. We trust him, and we look for peace. And with that being said, I have to tell you that I wouldn't say it's smooth sailing, but it's made this entire process a lot easier. It's, you know, across the board.
It's funny. I'm always trying to share the word and inspiration with other people, especially the younger generation. And I took the kids the other day to an activity park, and I was talking to one of the workers, and he told me he didn't believe. And I looked at him and I said, but aren't you scared right now? And he said, I am. I said, then what do you have to lose?
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't you rather believe and just have faith and know there's something after this, that there's something better than this? I mean, what do you have to lose? And that's kind of, I'll bring it back to the necklace. You know, when we came into your office and you shared this beautiful tree of life with us, and I chose health, love, and let it be. And I suffer from a tremendous amount of back pain, but I don't believe in medicine unless it's power of your mind. And you put that necklace on me, and it's hard to describe the sensation that I received almost instantaneously, the heat that came from my back, and almost the vibrato that I just felt through my body. It was pretty awesome. So I'm not sure you can fake that.
Wow. Again, well, Pete, thank you for sharing those beautiful words, because, wow, there's nothing I can add to exactly what you were saying. Is so spot on. And it is the journey. And yes, we have to go through the hills and the valleys, right? The light and the dark, the good, the bad, whatever that is to that individual.
Right.
They're all gifts, right? They're all lessons that continue to move us forward in the next place in our lives, and it makes us who we are. So we have to be so thankful and grateful, which I know you both are and your family are, every second of the day, because everything's a gift, everything's a blessing. And I know we look at it that way. So thank you for sharing that, because that's, as you know, Marla and I speak about every second of the day. And I want to jump, because I'm still, Richelle, the hairs on my body haven't settled down, because back to, I think, was it basically almost 2 years ago when you guys came in to receive that?
Yeah, it was.
And then we bought it for my mom, and bought it for his mom, and then my mom bought it for a friend, and it's electric.
So I have to share. So as Pete even said, before you guys even showed up, Richelle's in a lot of back pain. She has chronic back pain. You know, I don't know how long we can sit. And I think we were there for 5 hours. No, I know we were there for a couple hours. I'm teasing.
Yeah.
And yes, we shared the journey, and we did the blessings for you both. And yes, your beautiful intentions you chose, and Pete chose his, and Marla and I put your intention 6 at the same time. And as you said, instantaneously, you could feel the energy from both of you. But Richelle, it really was powerful, because
It was hot.
You're getting emotional, and you're like, you kept looking over at Pete, and she's like, you're like, the pain in my back is gone. And do you feel the heat? Like, you feel the heat coming from my back? Like, you were like, wow. And Pete's like, yeah. And then we came over.
There
like, it was literally like you're standing in front of an oven. That's how much heat, but that was healing. Like, you knew to let go of the things you were holding on to. You knew to trust the journey. You got it. You received everything you believed. You set your intentions, but you believed, and you put those intentions in motion. You trusted exactly what was taking place. And that is, yes, it was a miracle, but we also know everything's a miracle. And
Yeah.
you got to add.
Well, we talked about, I remember we also discussed about pain in our body, because when we have thoughts and we get on the momentum of thought, the negative thoughts, it creates illness in our body, and it draws attention to the energy.
Oh, no doubt.
The energy goes right to where we're focused on. So if we notice that one day we might have a pain in our hand, or another day it might be in our back or our shoulders, there are messages that we have to listen to, because they are gifts. Even though it's pain, right? It's a chance for us to look within inside of ourselves, to stop at that moment, to really look inside and understand, what is it that I'm going through right now? Because by design, humans were made to struggle for this reason, because it's a time for our growth, for the expansion of our soul, to understand what it is I need to know right now in this moment in time. What is it that I need to know, that my soul is sending me a message of understanding? And that, I believe you were able to let go, because you understood exactly why you were receiving that pain. And that's why we do have to let it be, to let it go, the dis-ease, right? To let go of the illness within our body, right? Because
for sure.
And
You know,
so go ahead, Pete, please.
no, I was just going to just add to that. I think that, you know, one of the things I've gotten better with, you know, since meeting with you guys and over the past, you know, a year, and even now with the way COVID has started. And when it started, I always said from the very beginning, I said, you know what, everyone may go through hell, but I really feel that there's going to be a lot of good that's going to come out of this.
Yes.
I really do.
Should we choose?
Well, should we choose? True. And so the interesting thing is that I think that I've learned to be more in that moment, to learn more in the moment, not dwell in the past. You can't do anything about it. And I mean, every day we
smiling at you, right?
Yeah, and every day we wake up, you don't know what the future is going to be, especially in this environment.
Yes.
So it's, you know, we get up, and I know that there's a lot of things I can do better, you know, but I've learned to really just be in, you know, just be, you know, just be in the moment.
Do you remember that conversation? I know you do, the conversation you and I had, and it's kind of me playing big brother, even though I think you're like 20 or 30 years older than I am. Sorry, folks, for all you listening, Pete and I are brothers. We can bust off a little bit. We gotta get those little things in everything. But I said, because you came into the office maybe a few months later, and I could just, you were like, and we had that conversation about being present, right? To slow down and to take time for ourselves, the self needs, to fill ourselves back up, because you, which I love about you, you are that workaholic, but you would bring that home. And we had that really tough conversation of slowing down and being with the family and turning things off when you're home. And because it's so easy, hey, I got an email, hey, I got a text, hey, I got to talk with overseas, and da-da-da-da. And
just so you know, I'm getting poked in the back right now.
Oh, good, good. I know. I love it. I love it. Because if he's not doing that, Richelle, you should poke him a little harder.
I know. I'm not a perfectionist at it, but I am getting better. I am.
Well, and I love, I was just validating what you're saying, because we have to speak our truth. We have to be our authentic selves. And yes, we're all busy, but we only can do, and we're given as much as we can handle, as we talked about prior to this call, as we can receive. So just because someone thinks, oh, I'm going to work another 5 extra hours in the day after I've just worked 12 hours, but then you have no time for yourself, your wife, your children, or just to unplug the Saturday, the Sunday, the Sabbath of just being with family, whatever that may be for that individual. But that was such a beautiful, beautiful gift you and I got to share together. And yes, we're human, and we're still far from perfect, and we have to work on ourselves every day, which I know we are. And you have. So yes, if he gets out of line, Richelle, poke him a little more. It's okay. I give you permission.
I do.
But that's why we're all here in this world, to remind ourselves to slow down, to be present, to enjoy life and be, as you said earlier, live in bliss and happiness and peace, and know we're here to help one another, which is why we're all here. But I have to share something, and I know I prefaced this call by reading something you shared with Marla and I. It was the next day. I just have to, I'm going to read it because I told you and Richelle, every time that we read it, we cry. And your words, Pete, were truly divine. And that's why Marla and I are both honored to call you family, that we love you both so much. And I'm gonna read this. And I'm gonna be good because you already know I'm the overhugger crybaby.
And this was 2 years ago.
This is actually 2 years ago, and this was the message that you sent Marla and I. As I'm sure you'll agree, we could have talked throughout the night. Quite frankly, we are still digesting and discussing what had taken place. A purpose of who we are, why we are here, and what God expects from us, as we are his tools to emulate him. Just this morning, while in our Bible study, we were discussing the heart and how our actions and words that come from our lips define who we are and how we treat others and our true intentions. Then we met with you two. Really? Oh, how he works. If we could just listen. 25 years I've known you, and have known you to always be the person you are today. Maybe this has been your calling to teach others about a force we all have, but yet not know how to use properly. This is a movement, and one that will erupt into something larger than life. I'm sure you're already seeing this. It's that we are seeing it too. Maybe God is calling you to be the modern day Moses and Zipporah. God calls all of us. You just listened. You stated Marla's words when you gave her the first tree, stating that she was done. You had everything. Richelle and I discussed this as well as when we left. We have our 3 boys, we have our health, we have a roof over our heads, cars, our own business. We make a difference in the lives of the disabled, and our marriage was meant to be. We are blessed. Our thoughts moving forward are to tell you and others exactly what you have told us. And holy shift. There is so much love from, I can read that 1,000,000 times because you touched our hearts. You filled us up. And that's what we're all here to do, is to inspire one another, to uplift, to help another brother and sister get through something maybe much more difficult than what someone is going through. Because that, as we all know, does bring us our bliss and our happiness. We don't need anything other than, thankfully, we do have a roof or a bed or food and clothing. We are so blessed. As you wrote, again, so divinely, Pete, I couldn't add anything more to that because it was perfect. And we're honored to truly call you our brothers and sisters. And I don't know what I still don't have words to say thank you enough in my heart for you both.
Well, we wrote it from our heart, and it was easy to write. And it was easy, and it just rolled, because that's what we felt. It was just really cool. Did we lose you there for a second?
Oh,
Sorry.
good. You're good.
It was just really cool. It was like a small movement within your office. It really was. And literally hit us like a ton of bricks. When we walked out, I think we walked out with our eyes bigger than we thought. But it opens it. You know what it did though is it really opened up my eyes. Opened up our eyes a little bit bigger to really what matters in life. And like I said, you can pick out. Everyone has the opportunity to pick out their own words, or even make up your own words. And it makes you think. It makes you think really what's important. And like I said, I think that's what this whole COVID thing has done is people are locked up and they're forced to, have time with just their families.
Yeah.
And they realize like, wow, this is it. This is what it's all about. This is all I have.
Exactly.
Yes. And yet we are seeing challenges out there and as we said, struggles because of the unknown. However, how I share it is it's like a mother going through contractions, through labor, through the pain of labor. And what comes from the pain and the suffering through that is new life. And so through the chaos
and strength.
That's right. There will be order. There'll be new order that needs to occur, just like new life needs to occur. It's new and it ends and then it begins again. So, like Scott said, there's always positive. There's always positive, and we need to see homelessness. We need to see poverty because it brings out the compassion within inside of us all. And sometimes that's why we do have to go through the struggles or the pain or the challenges or the disease. So it leads us to what we do want.
No doubt.
No doubt. And I want to share because again, before we even started this call, that you got all nervous. You're like, oh, I forgot my intention stick. I didn't put on because you were cleaning it or something. And then you're like, you stop to say, I totally forgot. This is how big your heart is. As we know that your father is not feeling well and going through sickness right now, that you took your intention stick off and you sent it to your father and placed it for your father to wear in the best of health. And that's who you are. You and Richelle are the biggest givers, and you never stop giving. And that's why we love you both so much, because that's what we have to bring out within the rest of the world, right? That we have to reach, no matter what we're going through, we have to reach down inside and know that we can still help one more soul, another 100, another million, another 7 billion plus, and we are. And that to me is the essence of who you are, Pete. I already know Richelle. We had to work you to get to Richelle. It was all about Richelle. We didn't really.
I knew that was coming.
But sorry, but I had another dig. Yeah, I know paybacks are going to come. It's all good. But that's why we were brought here in this lifetime, to touch as many souls as we can. And something that I know resonated with you, which is an ancient Greek proverb that I shared with you, that a society grows great when old men plant trees in which they know the shade they will never sit in. And this is why we're doing this. This is for the children, the grandchildren, the great-great-grandchildren to grow up living a life of intention, to stay on a path with the heart, to know that when we come and trust and we're here to help others, they're going to grow up and they're going to come back and help others and break all the negativity and divisiveness in the world. We know there's no black, white, pink, yellow. There's no Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim. All of our souls in this world are the same. No one's better and no one's worse. We are the same, but we've been taught or conditioned for generations to think someone's better. And it's time to really have this beautiful world understand we're all here for one another. We're all here to serve, to help each other. It's not about who wins. We all win, right? We all
win. It's not the toy game. It's not, because I remember somebody said it to me one time, and this will happen one day. If you were stripped of everything, meaning your clothes, to your home, to food, to everything, what's left? Us. It's just people. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when our time comes, everybody's going to be the same. Everybody's going to be the same. It's going to be all almost as one. Doesn't matter what color you are, what diseases you had, or anything. Everybody will be the same.
You should share that story about Shusha. This is so beautiful.
Oh, it's a story about a rabbi, Rabbi Shusha, and he's on his deathbed, and his students say to him, Rabbi, when you leave and pass on and you meet with the Creator, with God, he's going to say, you were just as kind as Moses. And he's going to say, and you were just as wise as Abraham. And the rabbi said to them, when I pass on, the Creator is not going to say to me, why weren't you more like Moses or more like Abraham? The Creator's going to ask me, why weren't you more like Shusha?
Right. I am that I am.
You don't have to be anybody but
simply stated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Simply stated.
Interesting.
We need to be exactly who we are, because we were made, again, whether we say God, the universe, the source, the light, spirit, whatever that may be to that individual out there, we're all perfect just who we are. We do not need to be anyone other than ourselves.
Amen.
And this world continues to say, I need to be just like that person and that life, and and I need to keep up, and we need to be who we are. And we keep talking about this as well, our authentic selves. And Pete, why I love what you said about the COVID. And yes, people are looking from within for the answers and being with family and how it should be. Mm-hmm. But when you think of COVID, we have to put on a mask, right? On top of a mask, on top of another mask, on top of another mask, because we were conditioned to behave like that person when we're speaking to that person, or I need to make sure I'm politically correct with this person, or when I'm talking to that person, I need to be a different person. And no one in this world knows their authentic selves, because from the time we were able to listen and then speak our first words, we were taught to put on a mask. And it's time for this world, and I'm not talking about COVID to take off your mask, but it's time for this world to take off your masks and be your authentic selves and be exactly who you are, or learn to finally know what makes your heart and soul happy, because this COVID is allowing people that may not have think it was a gift, but may have stopped them from what they were doing in work their whole lives. And yes, they could have been successful, but they also could have been so miserable, because they were doing what was making them truly happy.
Right.
So, again, a gift to look from within to see who we are. So I wanted to just touch on that because it's so beautiful.
No, it is. It is. I think, you know what? You guys are, I think that you guys have done, what you've done is just amazing. And you've kept it going, and the outreach has been awesome. And we love you guys. We adore you. And we appreciate the fact that you're just including us to be able to talk to you right now. And really introduced us to it, you know, several years ago.
Yes.
And to see what's happened in the movement and to see that the lives, like, even if it's just one extra little life, it means the world. Just one extra life. And it could save a life.
Yes.
We not just heal one, but it could save one.
So
we commend you guys for what you're doing. And we think it's awesome.
Well, one thing that I think I shared with you and Richelle, in the Talmud, it says exactly what you just said. When you save one soul, you save the world entirely.
Yeah.
And you never know what someone is going through. And
that's why we make sure when we wake up in the morning and we take our walks, We acknowledge everyone who passes by us.
Yeah.
Even in a car, someone's a
Just
landscaper who
wave.
we say hi. You never know what someone's
How's your
going
day?
through.
And just
Amen.
touching us.
I'm good at that. Yeah.
And I know
That's
we have to
important.
go. And for those who are actually watching for the first time, is there something, Richelle? Because when Pete and I get together, it's like we're like the da-da-da-da-da. But is there maybe something you would share with someone that may not have the intention stick, or how you see them using it, or what maybe you suggest for them, how it's impacted your lives and all of the, I can't even keep up with the friends that you've gifted this to besides your family. So is there something you would say how to use that, or how you recommend?
So I love what Peter said, how you don't necessarily, maybe some of the definitions or the words don't ring true for a person. Find what rings true for you in your heart, what has meaning. Maybe it's even someone's name or something that's heavy on your heart, and put it in there. So it doesn't have to be, like if you look at it and go, okay, those don't fit me. That doesn't matter. Make it fit. Figure out what's on your heart and put it in there and wear it boldly. And that just kind of goes to, the mask comment, like what you were saying, like, let's stop worrying about fitting in. Let's just do what works and feels right and honor that and be true.
Yes. And by the way, I don't even know if we ever got to share with you something we found out much later, that in Kabbalah, it wasn't the beautiful 22 intentions, the 22 words Marla and I received. Each one of the words have 72 different interpretations. So each word is so much more powerful than what it may mean to you or someone else. So
Sure.
everyone's success, everyone may think, oh, it may mean monetary. No, success can mean in a relationship, in family, in a project. People always say, right, the be, let it be. Everyone says, I don't see the word forgiveness. And of course it falls under be, let it be. So
even or the beautiful intention of love.
So many definitions.
That's right. So
that's cool.
And
that's really cool.
The vibration of the 22 intentions, just to remind you, they're not words that Scott and I just sat down and said, oh, this is a nice word. They were words that were given to us. These are powerful intentions that every decision and choice and action that we take in life, we must set our intention behind it. Why?
Yeah.
Right? And it goes back to the I am presence, the I am, meaning I am love, I am joy, I am compassion, I am kindness, I am love, I am joy, I am laughter. These are the intentions that we were given to answer the question of who am I? Why, right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Well, one, we love you. You already know that. And we can't wait
Back
to
at
see you.
you.
And when this COVID is over, we've only been talking about for 10 years, we're going to have dinner together and get together. But, life and kids and everything else taking place. But we're getting together soon. And we love you. We love you. We love you. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you. And as you already know, our sign off, sending you and your whole beautiful family and your father and your mother and the kids and just blessings and intentions of health, gratitude, light, and love, and truly honored to call you our family.
Thank you.
Us
God bless
too.
you. God
Us
bless
too.
you, your family, your business.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for the honor to be a part of this.
Oh,
We adore you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ditto, likewise.
mwah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye.